Hello, it's Alex here from What's on Stage. I am at the Savoy Theatre, where Mean Girls the Musical is preparing for its opening night next week.
Something that's so cool about Mean Girls is it's really like a really wide demographic, but it's this brand new version is so appealing to younger audiences because of the kind of show that it is. But it's also like people like our age who grew up with the film. It's like our favourite film, but it's back and it's new and it's fresh, but it's there for everyone.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
It really is there for everyone. Yeah, I feel like initially when you look at it and it's the pink and it's all these iconic quotes, maybe it is, you know, targeted to a sort of younger demographic, but I feel like we're seeing a lot of different sorts of faces and ages in the audience.
It kind of feels like, this is a little bit cheesy, but it feels like you're welcoming in friends. It feels like you're welcoming in people that you're going to get on with, because this is such a big common ground for everyone. This movie, like, you watch it at sleepovers, or you watch it when you've broken up with someone, or you watch it like when you're really, really happy and you want to clean your house. Like, it's just a part of people's lives.
But it's been amazing. The audiences are really, it feels like they're really happy and just reveling in the reality of finally being able to watch it, you know?
Yeah, it's definitely one of those shows that I mean, even us have been so excited for it to come over. And I feel like the audience, their reaction every night is very much reflecting that. They have been waiting for this for a very long time, and it's finally here.
Previews have been insane, like the audiences, the reaction. I mean, I didn't quite anticipate how much noise and how much just like energy we'd get from them. Then as soon as we got on that stage that first night, it was just
right. Oh, it is funny.
I
forgot that was really funny.
It was just, it was incredible.
We'd had, 2 weeks of tech. We hadn't really had a new audience in the rehearsal room for a very long time. So having that audience come in and we're like, oh my gosh, it's funny! It's like, they were loving it, weren't they? And like so supportive. It was a really good night, really good night.
I just love the idea that theater can make people that excitable. It's just like, there's nothing else like it. It was a combination of being at a rock show or comedy show, or just everything rolled into one.
Just the stage is just filled with so many things happening, and you could come 3 times and notice something on the side that you didn't see because they're doing slightly different choreography, and it's very interactive. I think the movement in this show. It's everyone's a character. Everyone's got their own.
Everyone's
thing.
a fully fleshed out like 3D person.
And our ensemble are fire.
Unreal
actors.
Yeah.
And I think it makes like
it just lifts
it to a new level when everyone is telling the story.
Yeah.
Whilst being like,
they've all got names as well. It's not just they've all got character names, haven't they?
And loads of hilarious lines.
Lines that have had we've had to stop scenes for. Annie Sappho.
Yes, Annie.
And Holly.
Holly
Willett.
Oh my god, so funny.
Yeah.
Things have adapted and changed, and we've been able to suggest stuff, and that's been amazing to be part of the collaborative process where we've been like, oh, I think, could I maybe say this, or could I add a word? And I don't know, things like that, and they're amazing at being open to all that kind of stuff.
Like you say, it's so rare that you get the chance to be part of a creative process on a commercial level, that you have so much freedom, and it's been a joy, like having Jeff, Nell, Tina in the room, just kind of working on the fly, giving you different things, trying things. And Casey is the most explorative and just most fun director to work with. He's just like the most amazing energy, and you just feed off that, and it's just, I think it's given us so much license to actually just do what we want to do with it.
Yeah, they've been so up for adapting, changing it, not only for a British audience and for, you know, just changing things so they're better, but also they've adapted it for the performers, like for us, and what lands with us and the way that we found these characters.
You know, there's now a few versions of these characters in the world. You've got the Broadway show, you've got the new film, you've got the original film, and I feel like for these characters there's not one way of doing them, and so everyone's found their own individual way of doing it, and I feel like we were given that freedom in rehearsals to find our own version of these characters, and yeah, I feel like it's just been a really great experience to be able to, I mean, I don't know how you feel, but I don't feel like I'm acting half the time. I feel like I'm very much kind of Damian in my heart, and I feel like I get to bring that and just be myself, which I think is what makes sometimes, I don't know how you feel, but a great performance, when you're able to actually have emotional connection to a character that you can share with everyone. So I feel like for me it's been a really liberating experience and a fun challenge initially, which has now hopefully been a reward for audiences to have a different take and a unique experience on these characters.
Yeah, I think, like, it's like you said, like, there's been a few versions now, and we're playing high school kids, right?
Yeah.
High school kids.
We are.
You know, like the American high school kids. And, you know, we are the sort of outcast high school children, teenagers, and there's a variety of that. You can be that kind of person in a variety of different ways, and so it is really cool to be allowed the freedom to be your version of, like, for me, like an art freak.
I think with great pieces of art, and I do think this is a great piece of art, especially from the way people respond to it, it's like you can just keep revisiting it and making it deeper and more profound and more moving. And because I've had the opportunity to do the same role several times in a show, in Color Purple I did, and revisiting that was like, oh, I've had a little bit of time away, I've had some new thoughts on this and I feel like that's what they've done with this. And I still have to say the idea of Tina Fey writing a joke and handing it to you and doing it is pretty darn special.
The whole show is so nostalgic, but like the movement of how these characters in this school would express themselves.
Yeah. I remember him saying, sorry.
No.
I remember him saying, I remember him saying,
there is a line that Damian says just before Where Do You Belong, which I think probably gets the loudest laugh of the night, which is with the costume and with the delivery, it is just perfect, especially for a London audience, so watch out for that line. I'm not going to say it because it is brilliant and I don't want to spoil it, but that line especially is one where it's just like pandemonium every night.
Although I get my line bikes everywhere
oh,
now.
You love
I just love lines.
She's Miss United line bike. If you see Regina George.
I feel like the Wicked Witch of the West, because I've just been playing at Regina and then I get on this green bike and cycle home and I'm like, doing my warm down.
We had to get a cab to a shoot yesterday and we were in our wigs and we were in traffic for ages.
She was like, we're not Miss. I could have used my bike.
I could have been here like 4 hours ago.
She had her wig on and I was like, can you imagine if Simon and Sarah eating their tagliatelle saw you on a bike with that wig on going past the window?
I love it. They're so fast.